Well, hello everybody. How wonderful to be back with you again. And today we certainly have a show with a little bit of a difference. Although not too different, but a difference. We're not going into any of the heavy stuff today. In fact, we're going to talk about amazing things. I am so happy and blessed to have my very good friend, Marutsca, all the way from the States, joining me today. Hello, honey.
Hello, Chantelle. Nice to be here. Well,
yeah, I'm so happy to have you. Gosh, it's been such a good, well, it's a long time since I've actually seen you face to face, but we do regular little Zoom in sessions with each other. So it's very, very cool to have you, and especially as a really special guest. And I want to just maybe explain a little bit to the viewers what it is that you do. Marutsca is a beautiful fashion designer, but she's a fashion designer with a difference. And she focuses very much on pure, natural linen fabric. Now, I don't know too much about that, but you certainly are going to be telling our viewers more about that. But it's not just about using linen per se. It really is. This is the time of the feminine uprising or awakening, so to speak. And although we tend to really think about feminine as women per se, yes, of course it is. But the feminine energy is just that softer, nurturing, amazing energy that our planet is enjoying right now, although it can be quite challenging. So that is really where Marutsca's styles and fashions are aimed at. Am I right, Han?
For me, the feminine energy has always been this to start from the basic, which is creating. And I've always been creating, even as a small child. I think I could. I definitely drew before I spoke to people. So as far as I remember, I know consciously that I was already drawing things when I was the age 5, 6 years old. Wow. And for me, it's expressing and creating and drawing. This is all creation. This is what is feminine energy. It's to create and co-create. And in my clothes, it's definitely there because it comes from the designer. Whether I do for ladies or for men's, women or men, it doesn't matter. We do both. It is enhancing the pureness and the true essence of humanity, of being human. And, you know, I always think of the word humankind, be both.
Yeah, human and kind, you're right. Because as humans, it's our natural essence, isn't it? To be kind, actually.
Yes, actually it is.
Yeah, we're born to be kind, but our experiences and our influences around us really teach us one way or the other, as we're discovering in the world we're living in right now. Gosh, isn't it crazy what's going on in the world right now?
Yeah, that's all a bit shocking, isn't it?
It is a bit shocking.
But I just take my books and I go drawing and design. You can choose in which world you want to live, no?
Yeah, exactly. So we've had all this
book pencil, that's it. Ciao. Yeah.
And that's amazing.
It's got the other sides as well.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
It's really good to know. I mean, you know, okay, well, let's just before we even go anywhere, I want to just maybe get our viewers to know a little bit more about you. So you've got a very unusual name, Marutsca. So where did your name? Yeah, it's spelled Marutsca, but it's Marutsca, pronounced Marutsca, right?
Yeah.
And your fashion line is called Marutsca.com. So maybe tell us a little bit about where that comes from and why you chose that name, both spiritually before you even here, right? So we do believe things before we arrive. So
Yeah.
yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. My real name is Marie. I'm original Swiss origin, and when I was born, my father said, "This is not Marie. This is not a Marie. This is a handful." So he changed me. I
I
had
can vouch. I can
hair
vouch.
standing up. My one eye was closed. And my father said, "Oh God, this is like a handful." So he changed it. He said, "This is not Marie. This is a Marutsca, and a Marutsca is a little Marie, a very tiny little Marie."
Okay,
and that name stuck. It was the nickname, and it stuck. It stayed with me. And even today, if people call me Marie, it would be like a delayed reaction before I actually answers them, if at all. Yeah, but I resonate with Marutsca. And then I took that name. And then also my father was dyslexic, so he could not spell anything. And he wrote this name on what he hears. And this is why it's got such a funny spelling. And all the Polish people I meet, they want to correct my name. And I said, no, that is how it is. That is the name. And that's the name that stays. And I've worked for many companies before. And now I want to work under my own name. I want to do my designs as I see them, and not fitting into the commercial world, into the commercial rag trade, into that whole, you have to design what sells, or you have to design according to someone else's concept or ideas. No. Now it's time to design what is inside, what needs to come out. And Marutsca, because this name in itself is unique, this is why we use marutsca.com to be the umbrella for our different collections. Yes.
So it's like really a tiny little Marutsca, little Mari, that's full of creative energy and
a bundle of energy, ready to let loose.
I totally resonate with that. I mean, how long have I known you now? How long have we known each other? I mean, I met you first in Namibia.
Wait, hang on. Chantelle, we've moved along a bit. When did we meet? 2003.
That's like 17 years.
17 years, yeah. No, 2000, yeah, it must have been 2003, 2004. Yeah. I met you the first time in Namibia when I was living in Windhoek, yes.
Yeah. And our journey has just been amazing throughout the years. So it's really awesome to see where you're at, because all through those times in Namibia, you had different businesses and stuff. So, but always with a creative flair.
Always creative. I'm a creative person, and this is where my resources are. This is what I like doing. If I don't, it's like the yin and the yang, and the structure and the flow, the male and the female, all in us. I need that balance. It's important for me, and I will always be creative. It's for me. It's what makes me happy. It's me. I am creative. I know I've learned a lot of other things, but creativity is the one thing I spot in nature, I see in art, I look at in houses. I meet people who are also creative in many different ways. You don't always just have to be creative in drawing or in art, but you can also be creative in thinking. And I just love that about people, because creativity is a free-flowing energy. It's not squashed into a box.
But isn't, creativity is really, I mean, okay, I was about to say, when you're talking about, creativity is not just about drawing or painting or making something physical. my creativity certainly lies in the way I think and in the way I perceive ideas and understandings on how the universe works, really, you know, the mythical side of things, and being able to put that in a structure that people get and understand, you know, through words and writing. I think that's where my creativity certainly lies. I mean, I can't even draw freaking stick man, okay?
Yeah, but it's what flows. And as long as it
Exactly.
flows, you know, creativity's got its own energy, and it's a very high energy, a very high frequency to have
Totally.
that. It's what flows. It's the passion in your veins.
Exactly. You know,
Yeah.
it's part of the workshops that I do, you know, the mentorship programs that I run, creativity, because you know, I always say the human being is like the four legs of the table, okay? Spiritual, emotional, mental, physical. And if one of those legs is not balanced, you better believe your life is not going to be balanced. And creativity is an essential part of that. And all through the years I've been doing what I've been doing, I've had so many people say to me, I don't have time to be creative. I don't have time to this. I'm going, oh my goodness. When you're saying that, you're literally cutting off a limb.
And
And you
it's
might be able
absolute
to
bollocks.
function. Sorry?
It's absolute bollocks because
Exactly.
every person is born creative.
Exactly. And you have to use your creative energy. You have to tune into your creative resources in order to be balanced. And this is the thing that I think more and more people are realizing. I know the people I'm working with, because as I said, that is an essential part of what these programs I write are about. It's like tuning into your creative resources, tuning into your creativity. You need to be creative for at least 45 minutes to an hour a day, whether
Yeah.
it's flower arranging, whether it's painting, whether it's coloring, you know, whether
Yeah.
it's drawing, anything. That is such an essential part of who we are. So it's amazing, you know. And as you say, and this is what brings us to this whole feminine touch, because the female is the creative force. You know,
Yes.
the male energy, the masculine energy, and we have both within us, yin and yang, male and female. It's that seed, it's the thought, it's the idea that sparks. It's like
It's the spark. It's the spark of life. And
exactly.
we honor both within ourselves. Both. We honor the man and the woman within ourselves.
So
And
when so
yeah,
when
sorry.
sorry, so when we have that so when we have that thought of the spark, that's the idea, and that gives life to the creative flow, the creative life force. And from that idea, we create. And the one cannot operate effectively, in my opinion, without the other. So that to me is what real creativity is about. It's working in union together. It's like two pieces of a puzzle coming together. So the male is not stronger or more powerful than the female, physically for sure, but the feminine force is that intuitive, emotional,
Yeah.
connecting, invisible kind of get your your understanding, your feelings involved. So together the two make create such a beautiful energy. But I want to ask you now, just in terms of Marutsca.com, you are working with the most amazing fabrics and stuff, and you've really gone completely natural and working in harmony with Mother Earth, with Gaia. And I'm right now wearing one of your beautiful creations, and it feels amazing, I have to say, this awesome linen jacket. So tell us a little bit about that per se. Why that, and what has given you the idea just to work with this natural fashion, if you will?
Um, I've always been a pro natural fibers. Um, even as a child, I would not wear polyester. It's sweaty. It doesn't feel nice, and that's the bottom line of it. It doesn't feel nice on my skin. And growing up and designing for other companies, I've always been lucky, very lucky, to work for companies who actually does natural fibers, who does cottons or linen. Linen's not so much, but wools, angoras, all the natural things, fibers and fabrics. So I was lucky in that regard. So this has always been there. I've never actually worked a lot with polyester. And the last company I worked for, which was in Zurich, Acris, I worked for Acris for 3 years. And there we had beautiful fabrics. We had silks and linen silks and woolens and wool silks, like really fine fabrics. And you know, a natural fabric, a natural fiber fabric, actually, what I love about them is that with time, they get a character and they just get better. It's like old friends. It's like good friends. They just become better. And a natural fiber takes, the fabric takes on the shape of your body, you know. I can imagine your favorite jeans jacket. We all had one, okay? So we can imagine that. So we wear that thing till it falls apart and we even patch it up because it's this extension of you. It's extension of that fiber, that natural fiber, that naturalness. It's just so nice. And why I like linen so much is, you know, my grandmother in Appenzeller in Switzerland, she started in 1926 working with linen. She did a lot of homeware. And so linen, I've always known as to be very, back then, all your tablecloths and your what do you call other things, serviette, they were all in linen. So your better tableware was in linen. And so there I got spoiled by it. We had our bedding sheets in linen as well, which was absolute luxury. And because they just last forever. You can wash this 1,000 times. It just lasts and lasts and lasts. And it gets softer and softer and softer. It's like if you look at it, they look at you better, after you better. So, and then of course, linen today, it's and it's always been, your most eco-friendly fabric that you will ever find, up till today. It surpasses both bamboo and hemp, and then cotton anyway. It's much more absorbent. It's antibacterial. It takes on the temperature of your body, whether you're in hot climates or cold climates. If you're cold climates, you do layering, so that it keeps the warm in between the layers. Cold and warmer hot climates like we have here in Seychelles, it needs to be very absorbent. So, you know, to take that heat from your body away. So it helps your body breathing, and it's a fabric on its own that also breathes. And the linen we source from Spain mostly, and from Belarus, what in German you call it Weißrussland. So from there, that's the two where we get our linens from. Your best linens are Russia, Ukraine, Italy, Spain. They are the good linens. Then you get linens from India. We don't use those. They are really stretched, flat pressed. Not so happy with those. The linens we work with, we've been working with now it's now between 8 and 9 years, and we're still with the same molds. Not going to change that. So we know what we have, and we know how long it lasts. And, you know, today you buy less, because our motto is all you need is less. You don't need more. You need less, which is an absolute ridiculous motto if you want to have a business in today's circumstances. But I believe truly it will change, where people will see all you need is less. And these big conglomerates of big fashion companies, that's not sustainable in itself, because the energy has changed. Again, the energy has changed for creativity, for creation and co-creation. you know,
Talking
feminine
about,
flow, and
I
not
wanted
this manly structures.
I want to talk about this energy shifting at the moment, and as you say, definitely with the creation and the co-creation, because we are definitely living in new times now. And I think, gosh, this whole lockdown period has been such an eye opener for so many people, and so many people are certainly waking up to a whole new reality. And I absolutely agree, less is more. And it's so funny you should mention that, because just the other day I found a T-shirt saying less is more. No, all you need is less. Sorry, that's what my T-shirt says. All you need is less. So it's so funny. I've not worn it yet. I shall be wearing it this summer, but I fully agree. All you need is less. And you know, and that's what I was saying. I speak about it often. I mean, in the last, in the last 4 years, I just gave up everything. I lost attachment. I let
Me
go
too.
of cars, houses, furniture, everything. I mean, I literally have a few boxes of stuff left, and it feels so good. You know, I'm now looking and moving into a new place, and the smaller, the better, and the less I can have, the better. I literally want the bare essentials of what I need. And it doesn't mean that it's because I can't necessarily afford it, which I think has been in the past. You know, the more we have, the more things we've had, the more people, the more it's like, and not so much people, but it's been more seen as that gives us wealth. To me, what I've learned in the last few years is my wealth, my richness lies in my spirit, and it
Yeah.
lies in the experiences I've had. I've had the most beautiful experiences on my own, you know. I lived in
And
Thailand.
it lies in your freedom.
Absolutely. And that's the thing, you know, for me, there was nothing better than getting up in the morning, putting on a bikini, shorts and t-shirts, getting on my scooter or my wheelie and just going. Sitting with my monk at my favorite temple, not being able to say a word to each other because we don't understand the language, but just sitting and breathing together,
Yeah.
watching the most insane sunset and sitting on the beach and just being with minimalistic stuff, minimalistic stuff. And I think for me, that is so important. And I think also what your range of clothing and why it speaks to me so beautifully is because that is what it's saying. All you need is less. And I
Yeah.
think just the fact that it is so eco-friendly, the fact that linen is such a beautiful fabric that is environmentally friendly. Now, explain to us also just why it is that environmentally friendly, please. I want to know more about that too, because you know more about that
Um,
than me.
it is so eco-friendly because you use it's a bush, so you use everything of it. You use from the roots, the bush, the leaves, everything gets used in linen. Different linens for different purposes are being created. So you use all of that. Also, you don't need any pesticides or anything while growing the flax bushes, okay? Or yeah, you call it a bush. Um, because it's a absolutely low maintenance crop. It's not like cotton that's labor intensive, and it grows fairly quickly, not as quickly as hemp and bamboo, but it's a steady crop. And then they say they use 20 to 30% less water to manufacture linen than any other fabric. And water
Wow.
is sacred. Again, it's water flows, it's feminine. So, you know, it supports each other. And that's why linen is so, besides all the qualities it has, which is antibacterial, absorbent, very strong when it's wet. You know, back then they made the what do they call, the big sails of the ships. That was made from linen,
Wow.
and ropes were made from linen or hemp. And
Wow.
then all of a sudden, you know, plastics came in and it was cancelled. Um, and marijuana was also cancelled because plastics came in.
Wow.
It's such a great fabric to use. And I think in future, or I believe this, this is where it should be going really. The natural fibers are being used because are going to be pushed. If there's new developments in fabrics, it will have to prove itself, because natural fibers, when you wash in your washing machine or by hand or whatever, all that little fluff goes into the water. It goes into our, what do you call it? Earth water. What is it called? You know, the groundwater, I call it, yeah.
And I'm sure if we go back into the sea, wouldn't that then be ultimately going into the sea then?
Yes, it goes into the sea. But your natural fibers will always dissolve.
Wow.
Nature takes it back again. But your polyester fibers, your plastic, polyester is made from petrol. This does not dissolve. It adds up. We drink it back. We drink this water back. And so this is what, so by using eco-friendly fabric, by producing in an ethical way, by, we only manufacture and make on demand. So we don't have stock of clothes lying there in the warehouse. Our process of production, we've changed, it made it much more smaller and streamlined. And so we work very consciously on, on delivering and looking at where we want to be, what we want to do. And the main reason, besides being creative or loving what I do, or, besides that, like you said, and since 2015, 2016, we also started reducing. We reduced everything. We reduced so much that we could fit all our books, music, and what did we bring? Books, music, and art into a little, I think, 5 cubic box. That was our life.
Wow.
After the house.
Yeah, you really, and I mean, in Namibia, you had, I mean,
a villa, and
I have to tell you, I used to go, and often when, I mean, for those of you who don't know, I've been going to Namibia now as a healer for, this would have been, in fact, the 18th or the 19th year that I go 2 or 3 times a year, and this is the first time because of this whole scary flu stuff that I actually haven't been, but very often I would go and stay with Marutsca and Thomas and work from there. And wow, I mean, look, your places, I mean, they had this incredible like villa that was right next to this protected game park type area. The feng shui was phenomenal. The energy was amazing. You've always had, and I mean, even though it was such a beautiful place, you always were minimalistic, but stylishly so. Everything you've had has been stylish, but minimalistic. So, I mean, I want to say you've always had extremely good taste in what you've created. I mean, even the shop that you had there, Design 33, all the stuff you were producing and creating has been amazing. Everything that was in your home is amazing. And now, I mean, recently wearing your outfits and things, it is just amazing. So it's amazing. And it's so true, this whole minimalistic thing. Less is more. It really is. And I think if we just look at the planet, what I've said in the beginning as well, when this whole lockdown thing started, I mean, I know you've read my blogs and things that I wrote in the beginning when I was talking about, well, this really is the birthing of the Age of Aquarius. And what Aquarius desires is, if we look at Aquarius, it's the 11th sign of the zodiac, okay, which is the 2-1, okay. So it is really about standing on your own 2 feet, your own 2 feet, your legs, and walking your talk and stepping into your power or your action.
Yes.
So, and it's about letting go that everything that no longer serves you. So all of this stuff, and I've also said, if we look at the whole scary flu thing, look at the part of the body that it was attacking. It was the chest, the lungs, right? And that's the heart chakra.
The
So
heart,
the heart chakra, the heart, and I mean, and every time our body is not in harmony, because this hyphen ease really is saying your body is not at ease. So the dis-ease within the heart, we have shut down our heart centers in such a major way that the likes of Fauci and Gates have had to remind us, and that's why I always say I love to see God in everything. So they've reminded us that we've become a completely narcissistic society, so much wealth and so much and so much and more, quick, that we have completely disconnected from the things that is necessary for us. So this is the time really, and this is what I'm loving about your range, is that this is the time where we slow down, we become community conscious, we become planetary conscious. I mean, look at all the beautiful animals and things that were walking around, and for the first time in how many years had freedom, since us human beings were no longer greedily grabbing every square inch of this planet that we could. They were walking around, the whales and the dolphins were coming back. Everything was at peace and at ease. And this is what I'm saying. It's like, I love what you were saying about, you know, these synthetic fibers and things that, you know, when we use them, they really get washed into the ocean. And look at the bottles and stuff. I mean, how many photographs haven't we seen of the turtles and things?
Too
exactly.
many.
Of
You know,
all the sea life eating plastic bottles and stuff and all of that, killing it, you know. So it's time to stop killing our planet. It's time to stop killing ourselves. It's time to listen to our heart, listen to the heart and what we are saying. And I think,
listen to
and really, especially as women, isn't it? That we go onto these vain makeup and clothes and hair and fashion and so yeah.
You know what, Chantelle, those things, when we started producing for Marutsca.com, people, I just felt inside of me that people generally are really, really tired. They are so tired. This over offering of stuff.
Yeah.
And then when the range started coming out and people put it on, they put it on and they go, oh, I can breathe. That's it. I love that. You can breathe. You know what it means to breathe. You become aware of yourself. You can breathe. You know, you can be kind to yourself. You can take back what you've lost. Therefore, all you need is less because you're already there. And with our clothes, when you put it on, it does look after you. It does feel nice because you want to feel nice for yourself. You want to take care of yourself. You take care of what you eat. You take care of what you wear. You look, and the consciousness, the world consciousness about with the nature and what we wear and the fabrics we choose. This is all part of that. We choose our houses like that, very specifically, which we look at what we eat. You know, it's natural that you choose clothes that also make sense, that last longer, that you can wear it over 3-4 years and longer. The styling is very simple. You can wear it forever. I always say anytime, everywhere. Just throw it on, honey, you've got it. And just change your shoes and scarves and play with things that what you have, you know. You don't always have to go out and have a lot of stuff. No.
Absolutely. You know, if we look at also the teachings of Jesus, it's all about man losing his carnal desires for things. And if we look at the teachings of Buddhism, it's all about losing attachment, isn't it? And, really just understanding that the richness lies within your spirit. It lies within you. And I love what you talk about the breath. And of course, being a yoga teacher, it's all about breathing and your breath. And, our lungs are our superpower. And if we look at also again the scary flu thing, what was the thing that most of them needed? Ventilators, right?
Yeah.
Breathe. So the minute we use our breath to breathe, and the minute we feel that we can breathe and just be at ease in our lives, that's when
things
life
will be much better as well. Yeah.
rich and magical.
No, in Taoism, it says you only have so many breaths, so use them wisely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So true. So true. I love it. Use your breath wisely. Use your voice wisely. Exactly.
Use it wisely. So enjoy what is there, what you have, and I really believe that in future designers are taking back their trade, their passion for design, and you, the customer, will have much more variety, but you will never have mass production again.
I hope not. I serious from your lips to God's ears, really.
Yeah, because there's thousands of a style hanging on the rails there and 10, 5, 20 shops. And then at the end of every second month, it's not in fashion anymore. You drop it, you dump it. And this is fast fashion. This is the term we have for it, fast fashion. You are supporting that. You are riding on exploitation in kids or adults working 14 hours a day in these factories in mainland China and India.
Isn't that horrendous?
It must stop. And this COVID thing, it questioned a lot of things. And this is good. This was very good to open up a lot of things that were wrong.
Absolutely.
You should also produce ethically and be true to the inside, like you always say, above as below. Well, it's the inside as the outside.
Exactly.
As well, because we're not just in the length, we also have around us the energy. Yeah.
Absolutely. Wow, this is really, I'm loving this conversation, but I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to invite you back because for maybe some more talks, because I know that you don't just produce beautiful garments for women, you produce for men as well. And I'd love for our viewers and our subscribers to actually have a look at that, see what you produce. So what I'm going to ask you to do is maybe we can put your link in the section below. And if you want to order some or just have a look at your range or something like that.
Yeah, we have an online shop.
Okay, cool. So, okay, tell the viewers how we can do that. I know we haven't even discussed this before. So maybe I'm just like thinking, wow, this is so cool. Yeah.
Marutsca.com is online. It's www.marutsca.com. I'll give you the link and you can put. You can buy online. We sell in Central Europe and in America and in South Africa. But there we have also retailers because they're not so keen to buy online. But
South Africans.
Yeah, but
we're not, eh? We don't like buying online. We want to go into that and check things out. I don't trust these online things at all. I have to tell you, I have no idea why. But it's fine.
But Europe and America is very tuned into that, and it helps. And I don't know whether we are an international company who's also local, and because we produce in Cape Town. Because when we decided to put up a factory, we really had to to look around, because in Seychelles it's not possible, Mauritius. So we said, okay, SA. And also they need it for the economy very badly. So now we are either international company selling local, or we're local company having an international export product. I don't know what we are. We're definitely part of the future.
And the present and the future. You're just a creator. You just create beautiful garments. Really, guys, I have to tell you, I am wearing the linen jacket and the palazzo pants. I'm not sure if anyone can see them.
And then you bend your whole body together again. I don't know how you do that.
Yoga.
I also do yoga. I'm not like that.
Well, you know what I must say? I remember I've always been able, from a child, I've always been able to easily touch my toes, I have to say. So I don't know, I think I was probably born quite flexible. But, and that's, I think, why I love yoga, because you just, you stretch and you move and you breathe.
Great movement. Movement and breathing.
Totally. And like the whole twisting and surging and, you know, it's amazing.
Yeah.
So, yes, okay. So we're going to put the link below and the viewers can order online. Cool.
Yeah, they can.
Awesome.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Marutsca,
next time.
We'll catch up to you in a few days again. We're going to have some more amazing conversations with you. I just love the spirituality involved with the clothing and the less is more kind of vibe. So I think I would imagine, and I know my friends in particular as well, my friends and my circle of people that I know are very, very into just the whole less is more kind of thing. And I truly believe that our planet is going in that direction. So I look
better days.
Yes.
New Earth. We're birthing the new Earth.
And this is exactly it. We earth friendly, we eco friendly, we animal friendly, we sea friendly, we everything friendly. Yeah. Hopefully we're gonna get people friendly too. We're just trumping it up. We're just trumping it up right now. I have to tell you guys, Marutsca and I have regular
trumping from here all the time. Just love.
Exactly.
You know, there's this very famous artist in Namibia. You probably know Elamoto. I don't know if you know Elamoto. Anyway, so Ellie always says, hate is the drug, love is the answer.
Exactly.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Exactly. I think didn't he also say something about hate is a cancer? Hate is the cancer.
Yeah, it makes the cancer, yeah.
Yeah, he's a great artist, isn't he, Elamoto?
Yeah.
He's a Namibian artist. Wow, very cool guy.
Yeah, I designed a few of his outfits for him for his performances.
Wow.
That's how I got to know him.
Amazing. Well, I couldn't have thought of a cooler designer for him, because that's totally you. So, yay. Okay, my beautiful friend, it's so good to see you again. I haven't seen you in person for quite a few years, but I'm very happy that we have modern technology nowadays that allows us to see each other like this. As much as I'd love to give you a hug right now, I'm going to give you a virtual hug.
Butterfly hug.
And guys, we'll catch you again in a few days. Whenever that might be, you know, we just wing it. Yeah, we just go with the flow. And we'll have Marutsca on and chatting more about stuff. And yeah, the male, she's got some very, very cool outfits for men as well. Which I think
alpha
are
men.
Alpha men, exactly. If I had a man in my life right now, he'd be dressed up in that too.
But once a lady came into the shop and she says, oh, you're doing that for men? I said, yes. And she says, oh, I wish my husband would wear this. It would be so sexy.
It is sexy.
You buy it for him. She says, no.
It is. I've seen. I mean, you've got very cool models as well. You know, you've got some very spunky male models there. So really,
lovely models. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't see them as models anymore. They have become friends.
Yeah.
It's a great bunch we work with.
Beautiful. Yes. Awesome. Well, I'm very excited, and I'm thanking you again so much for joining us. and definitely looking forward to seeing you again, beautiful woman.
Take care, huh?
Yeah, you too.
Ciao.
Okay, guys, thank you so much for watching us and just joining Marutsca and I in our lovely conversation. She's certainly one of my favorite people on the planet. We're both fire horses, by the way. She's a Leo and I'm an Aquarian, and her husband's also a fire horse, but I think he's a Taurus. So
Yes.
we really have some amazing times
My
together.
partner
Beautiful.
is also a fire horse in business. Yeah, he's in March.
I'm February, he's March, and there's a May, and there's an
Lots of
August.
energy here.
All 66 babies. Yeah, wonderful. It's so cool.
Yeah.
So give us a like, a subscribe, and a share, and follow us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. Marutsca's on Instagram as well, and all sorts of. Where are you, by the way? On
Pinterest,
Instagram?
LinkedIn, Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna just give us your link, and then people can just follow you, check out your stuff. Really, I highly recommend that you do that. It's just beautiful clothing. It's comfortable. It's earth friendly, eco friendly, women friendly, male friendly. It's just friendly, 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 friendly. Take it easy, everyone. God bless you all. Mwah. And see you soon.